What this assessment is doing is helping you find your ideal target guest. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here, the founder of Guest Focused Tour Business Coaching, where every day myself and our team of talented tour business coaches are helping you build a thriving, profitable business. Welcome back to our series on multi-day travel marketing, a series where we're going to be sharing proven marketing best practices from some of the most successful multi-day and small group providers on the planet. This entire series leverages our VIP marketing framework, which is essentially a practical methodology for attracting, connecting with, and ultimately converting your ideal target guests. Well, how do we do that? Well, the V, I, and P are an acronym. In our marketing, we want to provide value, we want to have intimacy, build that trust and rapport, and we want to finally P, be pervasive, meaning we're going to be reaching those ideal target guests in lots of different places where they're already spending their time. Look, if you have not watched or seen our series on the VIP marketing method, I highly recommend starting there first. In this video, we're going to have a closer look at quizzes and assessments and how they can be leveraged to attract and ultimately convert your ideal target guests. Now, when you first think of quizzes, your mind might go to those, what Disney princess are you? Or what character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are you? Used by sites like BuzzFeed. And I just want to take a beat to notice how prevalent those quizzes are. The virality of the quizzes actually makes the point that these assessments and quizzes have a great inbuilt hook. You maybe at some point have been tempted to fill out a quiz or an assessment to get some additional and personalized insights into who you are or what you're trying to achieve. According to ScoreApp and Bucket.io, these are two tools that we'll talk about later for building quizzes and assessments. They've said that quiz landing pages convert at 30 to 50% based on their data compared to static PDF lead magnets that often only convert between 8 and 10%. Put another way, that if you are sending traffic to a landing page in the hopes of capturing contact information or email address, quizzes and assessments have proven to be significantly more effective. People are going to be much more willing to leave an email address or potentially even a phone number in exchange for personalized insights about themselves through an assessment or quiz. This connects beautifully with our VIP marketing method because a quiz or assessment is delivering value before we're ever asking for a sale. In terms of the I and the intimacy, we are building that rapport. You are positioning yourself as an expert or an authority in that particular niche, which helps people who have a longer buying cycle, who are maybe overwhelmed by lots of different options. If you're providing value and continually showcasing your expertise, they're going to be much more likely to be choosing you. And in terms of the P or pervasiveness, what's nice about an online quiz or assessment is that it can be leveraged across many different channels. It can be on your website, it can be used in organic social media, in paid ads, etc. Quizzes replace generic marketing with personalized conversations that match guests to the right trips. So the business benefits here go way beyond just collecting email addresses, but a well-designed assessment can be a complete business tool. First, we can capture qualified leads. People taking your travel quiz or assessment are actively in the dreaming, planning, or potentially booking phase, not just random browsers. Secondly, we can segment that audience by travel style, by budget, by their readiness to book, or other specific preferences that they've shared throughout the assessment. Thirdly, as mentioned, we're building that trust and familiarity, which is especially important for those longer booking and sales cycles. But finally, and here's the real goal, the quiz data can fuel everything else in your marketing. The answers that people give you allow for more personalized and relevant follow-up, which ultimately means that you're getting the right offer in front of the right potential client at the right time. Let's have a quick look at a couple real-world examples to make this all the more concrete. Here's an example from Travel by Terabee. Now, this is a European river cruise quiz where you're helping clients find the perfect luxury river cruise adventure. You can see down here, we can take the quiz and we jump right into the first questions. Notice we don't have to put in our contact information or anything, and this is a key best practice for your quizzes or assessments. So let's say we want rolling vineyards and hilltop castles. I like the sounds of slow-paced, indulgent, and delicious. I like the idea of a cooking class. And which of these phrases best describes my travel personality? Well, I'm drawn to the food-first explorer who savors every bite. And let's say I'm traveling with my partner or spouse. And then we arrive to another key part of the quiz marketing funnel. And this is where you're actually asking for the contact information in order order to see some of the results. Let's have a look at a National Geographic travel quiz. Let's see what sort of questions they're asking. We've got 24 hours to explore. What are we going to do? Summit a volcano or go diving? Let's go diving. What does our suitcase contain? Well, I love my trails and cozy inns. What are we ordering for dinner? I like this fusion tacos and farm to table. That sounds pretty good. And you'll notice that as we go through, we're sharing information about our travel preferences and ultimately the multi-day tour that we might most be interested in. Now, in this instance, National Geographic recommends I should visit Raja Ampat in Indonesia, and we can click here to learn more about the multi-day offerings that Nat Geo has. So obviously one of the main obstacles to creating this type of marketing funnel for lead generation in your business was just the technical hurdles that would come with this. We need all kinds of different pages. We need form inputs. We need to have dynamic pages where, depending on answers, you're sent to a different results page. We also have to have a form capture where we're maybe collecting that name or email address. But things have changed dramatically here in 2025. Over the last 3 to 4 years, there's been a number of software as a solution providers, and especially with the advent of AI, who can make this really, really easy. And we're going to talk about those in just a moment. But let's just quickly review some of those key components of a quiz funnel. The first is, of course, that landing page where we're going to be sending all of the traffic. On that landing page, it is not an email capture page, but your quiz or assessment hook has to be really strong and really clear, like clear within the first handful of seconds. We can then get started into the quiz section, where I would highly recommend using multiple choice, and we highly recommend only having, let's say between 10 and 15 questions. These are from the recommendations that we've seen. Ideally, we only want this to be 60 seconds to 3 or 4 minutes to fill out. Then, before you give the results, that's where we have the lead capture component, where we are going to tease those results by saying, hey, pop in some contact information. Typically, the lowest lift here is just an email address or maybe first name and email address. And then you can send them to their results. Now, the results pages, we're not looking at having, custom reports created in the dozens. We're talking probably on average between 3 and 5 different results that are dynamically chosen based on sometimes just one answer that they've given you, sometimes 1 or 2, depending on the type of assessment that you've built. But what's really incredible about some of these quiz funnel tools and softwares is that they can integrate directly with your email service providers, with your CRMs, or customer relationship management tools, so that even if for the sorting to the assessment results pages is only based on 1 or 2 answers, you can still collect and record those different answers along the way. And this, as you'll see in a moment, becomes invaluable for personalizing your marketing and your following up. Here are 5 quiz ideas for some extra inspiration for our multi-day tour operators. Firstly, what's your perfect travel style? This helps you learn about pace preferences, whether slow and relaxed versus more fast-paced. You could ask questions about budget preference. Are they looking for luxury versus more rustic accommodations? Or even questions around group size preferences, small group versus private experiences. Secondly, is this a year for your bucket list trip, or are you ready for your dream trip to X? This type of assessment helps you identify who's seriously considering a trip soon versus those that may need a little bit more nurturing. It can also reveal what might be holding them back. Do they have time or money or fitness concerns? If a sales rep on your team has that information at the ready, you can reach out and help overcome those concerns and get them ready for that dream trip with you. Thirdly, are you the right fit for Patagonia trekking or whatever your specific destination is? This can help filter out people who wouldn't enjoy your tours while making qualified leads feel special, like they're joining an experience that's just meant for them. Now, I know for a lot of us entrepreneurs in this space, we are not massive multi-day tour operators with a huge catalog of tours, activities, and experiences. Like, keep in mind, what this assessment is doing is helping you find your ideal target guests. So we've got a couple options here. If you find that your quiz and your assessment, let's say they're looking for a custom journey, or they're looking for something luxury and you don't offer it. Well, one, you can simply remove them from your marketing because this isn't your ideal target guest. We're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time marketing to them. Or if you're a savvy business owner and have some partners in the space or some folks that you could refer to potentially for a commission. So if you don't do custom itineraries, but you've got somebody trusted, perhaps you could hand off that lead or set up an automation that sends them their way, and you could still make a profit. And even if you're a smaller multi-day operator and you just have a handful of tours and trips, a quiz or assessment could be a great way to help your potential clients find which trip is going to be the best fit. And for you as the business owner, help figure out which of those leads is most interested in which tour. So in our fourth example quiz or assessment, let's say that you're an Icelandic multi-day operator. We might have a quiz that says, what kind of Iceland adventure are you craving? This can reveal specific interests, maybe photography, northern lights, cultural immersion, or other adventure activities that can help you direct them to a specific tour or trip. And a final quiz example might be, plan your ideal multi-day trip to X. In here, they could be mentioning their ideal trip duration, their budget, expectations, maybe the preferred travel season or activity types. And this is a lot of information for you to recommend specific itineraries and assess how serious someone is about planning. Okay, so let's talk software and tech. For the last 4 to 5 years here at Guest Focus, we've been using Bucket.io, but that was recently purchased by ScoreApp, and the founder is Daniel Priestley. Now, we've been using both of these tools in our own marketing, and we absolutely love them. Now, there are simple quiz builders out there, and you can obviously use form builders, but what we love about ScoreApp is that it is built for marketing. Not only is it going to get you all of the pages that you need, but it's got a number of best practices built into it, including in the last couple of years, a lot of AI enhancements that are going to allow you to create your quiz or your assessment that much faster. By using a dedicated tool like ScoreApp, which is specifically designed around optimizing your quiz and assessment funnels, you're going to have easy drag and drop templates. You're going to be able to offer beautiful dynamic results and use AI to create it, as well as, especially importantly, getting data and analytics on how well your quiz is performing so that you can tweak and optimize it over time. We also love their ready-to-go templates where you can get inspiration from other people in the industry who are making similar assessments. If you're interested in checking out ScoreApp, I highly recommend looking for a link down below where you can get a discount, I believe, as well as a free trial on us. This is an affiliate link, but as mentioned, we've been using these guys for years and we absolutely love them. The nice thing about ScoreApp too is you can do a month to month, so there's no long-term commitment, and you can cancel anytime. One of the first steps that you'll ultimately take is connecting this to the existing tools that you are already using. We want to be able to collect that information about that lead and store it in your CRM. Now, of course, that information is going to help you if you are doing personalized outreach to these warm leads. It can help you if you want to create even just 1 or 2 simple automations based on the responses to that quiz or assessment. But obviously, I don't want you to get overwhelmed here. We highly recommend starting with a quiz, even if you're not going to build a whole sophisticated, dynamic marketing system afterwards. The key takeaway here should be that as a multi-day tour operator, we really want to collect email addresses and contact information from qualified leads. And a quiz or assessment funnel is one of the best ways that you can do this as a multi-day tour operator. So let's take some action. If you decide that you're going to pursue this quiz or assessment funnel, one of the first things to do is to go back to your guest deep dive, our guest focus formula. Who is this quiz or assessment going to be for? We have to make sure that it's delivering real value. We're going to help them with an objection, a concern, something that might be overwhelming. Or maybe it's just a dream scenario and we're going to ask that question and say, hey, are you ready for that dream scenario? Or how to get ready for that dream scenario. Can you use AI to come up with quiz or assessment ideas? Absolutely. In fact, I'd recommend going back in this very video or grabbing from the transcript those quiz ideas, putting in some context about your business and of course your ideal target guest, and see what AI can generate for you. Pretty quickly, I'd go ahead and either use a company like ScoreApp, or there are others out there, and see what AI tools they have built in to help you get this up and running in just a couple weeks. And once you have your first quiz or assessment built, and I really encourage you to think about this as a draft, a quick and dirty version, then of course we have to promote it. The great news is that these types of quizzes and assessments are really flexible. You can use them on your website. You can use them on your almost any social channel that you're using now. You can use them in your Facebook groups. You can ask permission to share them in other groups that are online. And of course, we can use them in paid ads. We could target specific keywords that might be relevant to your quiz or assessment. The sky really is the limit. So I hope this video has given you some inspiration on a really powerful and underutilized tool for generating qualified leads as a multi-day tour operator. If you haven't played around with a quiz or an assessment before, I highly, highly recommend doing it. You'll be blown away at the conversion rate, about the data you can collect, and know that your first quiz or your first assessment does not have to be your last. This is definitely something that we can improve over time. Now, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all that, look, we totally get it. If you'd like to have a free strategy call with one of our multi-day coaches, we'd love to maybe give you some feedback on your quiz ideas, maybe help you set up a marketing plan. You can use the link below at guestfocus.com/book a call. We'd love to have a complimentary call with you and help get the ball rolling. But before you go, if you haven't booked a call, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Do you have an idea for a quiz or assessment that you could use for your specific business? I would love to see what you've come up with. You can also like if you found this video helpful, give it a share, and as always, we will see you in the next video.